And welcome back to the podcast, the Schmeat Nation 3 podcast presented by Power Director. Just another normal week here in Schmeat Nation 3. And as always, I'm Kieran, your host, and with me, Adam Rocket. Adam, how you doing?
I'm doing good. You know, the one thing stays the same, and there's always the Schmeat Nation 3 podcast. So that's one thing that we can all get behind.
Amen. Amen. I think the trade deadline's coming up, just some news ahead of the thing. So keep an eye out for that. I can't remember what it was. Just kind of thought of it immediately now, but don't let that surprise you off guard. Every other platform in existence announces the trade deadline coming. ESPN does not. So
Trade
keep an eye out
deadline
for
is
that.
November 29 at 12 a.m. PST.
That's right. We have kind of a late one. So I take it back. Not really close at all, but good to get out there.
Keep making your moves.
And then if anyone wants to be on the show, let us know. We haven't had a single guest, so be good to get someone on. Other than that, let's jump in. Game of the week, Reese owes me an underwear bet, and the team is so fucking back, dude. I can't even believe it. We are all the way back after this victory.
He declares the team back on a 107-point week.
Could beat only two people in the league, just happened to go up against one of them, baby. And we're feeling good, honestly. Reese had a -1 and a goose egg. And 3 points from the kicker. And it's just, we're all the way back. It's crazy. We're so good.
That is a tough week. I mean, Reese has just got so much on the bench that he is missing out on. But yeah, that feels bad. Feels bad for Reese. Feels great for you.
Yeah.
Keep
Incredible.
the season alive. Picking up wins when you need to.
The whole week, I was honestly so surprised that he did not have Jalen McMillan in. And I think Cedric Tillman just had a crazy game. Like, I couldn't believe after these two stretch, like, I was terrified he was going to put this guy in. I don't know who he would have taken out, right? Like, in my head, it would be Xavier Worthy. I'm not sure how this guy got on the
Michael
roster.
Pittman, and I don't know what he's still doing.
It's
Michael
just,
Pittman
it's easy to sit here in hindsight.
But Michael Pittman with Joe Flacco in the previous games hadn't done anything either. Like, what's his best game this year? Has he gone over like 16 points ever?
He had a good game against. I mean, he hasn't really had none of these in full PPR is that exciting. Maybe a 17, but it took forever to get there. Like,
yeah,
it's easy to sit and bash, but in our show, I specifically didn't talk about any of his bench because I was like, how's he not playing either of these two? And thank God he did not, because I won with 107. We do get an underwear bet out of Reese, so we'll hold him to that before the next show. Absolutely nothing going on in my bench, and yeah, what a game.
Yeah, good game for you. Like I said, picking up wins when you need to.
Yeah, I'm sure that's going to keep going for sure. Jumping into the next one. There's some controversy, some anger in the Snapchat group around the lack of player in the wide receiver position. Little tease there, but just does not matter. Andrew follows up his largest points scored in Schmeat Nation so far performance last week with a 184. Team looks damn unstoppable.
The back-to-back 180s are looking good, and I mean, I feel like I've had him towards the top of the power rankings. The team, I feel like, always did look better than what he was putting up points-wise. But, yeah, the back-to-back 180s is nothing to turn your nose at. Us. Pretty good performance from him.
I already feel – I think I have Andrew disrespected the power rankings, and he's up high. So I just kind of forgot about the entire narrative. On Max's side, I mean, it's just you can't really be starting a guy – who's not playing, but also he doesn't have the pieces. And
I mean,
really
that's
sure
the
where he
thing.
would have got them. Yeah,
it's like at the end of the day, it wouldn't have mattered. I mean, who cares? He's gonna have a full lineup for you now, Brad. So, congrats.
I'll do it more at the end, but we do have an announcement. Well, you got to be doing something. We're thinking of punishments. I think it's just going to be underwear push-ups if you don't start a full roster, especially one like Diggs who got hurt in the last game. But because sometimes you have stuff that comes in out of the blue. Speaking of jumping in, Jasper Yip. I can't even believe this, and I predicted it. I was talking shit on Brad's team too, but he puts up 152. And it feels prescriptive. Like, even with a goose egg from Cooper not playing, like, the team looks good just all around.
Yeah, I mean, that Mahomes and Kelsey stack is finally starting to pay dividends. They're finally starting to play like the players that you drafted them to be, going back to last week, too, against the Raiders. So, I'm not surprised that once those guys start putting up points that Jasper starts winning. I mean, you draft those two to be, the difference makers at their position. And they weren't that for probably 6 games this year that Jasper lost. So he's got to be happy that he's finally getting something from those guys. And the Alvin Kamara pick, man. This guy at Alvin Kamara, just wait until Christmas, man. Are the Saints playing on Christmas? Because I don't want to be playing Jasper.
That'll be a scary week. I don't know what Christmas is. Maybe this one? December 29th, so it sounds like they're not playing on Christmas.
Yeah.
Nah. Unfortunate. But on Brad's side, I mean, like JSN drops 37 and he can still only get to 128. Like 128 is huge. I don't know if I've been in there in like 5 weeks, but you expect normal teams. And I think it comes back to Stroud. Like I just don't think what is he? Yeah, QB 16. I mean, I just don't think he's a great fantasy quarterback at the moment.
Yeah. I mean, this is the problem with taking these guys early. It was the same thing with Jasper and Mahomes, where it's like you draft that guy so early that the name value is there, but like you just feel so imprisoned to play the QB 16. Like that's not what you want to be doing for fantasy. I guess it's not as bad as playing like the QB 22, which I think Mahomes was at. But
yeah,
who are you going to replace him with? Right?
Yeah, the Mahomes one feels probably worse, but both these guys suffer in a similar way. But Jasper obviously came through. I mean, if Jasper's guy got 11 points, then we're talking a closer game. So,
yeah,
what you've seen. Jumping in, this wasn't game of the week, right? Yeah, because we were. Moving on, Jamie versus Eddie. We called it before. I think I picked Eddie. Jamie's just whole entire team was on bye. I mean, you could say just the Niners, but Najee's been a startable asset. He's 23 after his bye, so he's higher than that moving in, and that's just the whole team. So won't read too much into it. Eddie's team, though, what do you think about Eddie's team?
I honestly I have him 5th in our power rankings. So it's like there's those top 4 teams which are very clearly the top 4, and then I have him sort of best of the rest. I don't mind his team at the moment. Getting Puka back makes it look a lot better. It's a shame that Puka got ejected in this game. But yeah, like I said, especially getting Pickens back too. I think he has a very solid looking team moving forward.
Yeah, I agree. I mean, I've been a certified Eddie hater all season, but even he's up in my rankings, so won't tease that out too much. And then just absolute domination. Seth, top guy. Parker, a little shaky, and he just does it again. And it must feel so good to drop consistent great points.
You cannot trade wide receivers to Seth. This happened last year to me. I traded him DJ Moore immediately as DJ Moore gets a 40-point game. Do not trade wide receivers to Seth.
Oh, we didn't even talk about that on Reese, but just the double, a little stab at Reese right there. Yeah, that's true.
And the team just looks so good with the stack there now.
Oh, God. Yeah, Seth's team is just incredible. It's a shame that they're not at full capacity for their game next week, but still should be a great one.
Mm-hmm.
You want to talk on this? Connor takes you down 171 to 132.
This is just the monkey on my shoulder, man. I cannot beat Connor. I don't know the last time that I beat Connor, but it has been a long time.
Yeah.
And I mean, what am I supposed to do when he puts up 170 against me? Come on.
That is pretty outstanding performance from him. And I mean, Kyler Murray could get 34 and you still wouldn't have won. So pretty impressive from Connor. He rounds out 3 of us who were 2 and 6, who then all got victories. So none of us moved around too much in the rankings or the standings. But there you go. He got you. And I can't believe I forgot the narrative. I got to remember the narratives more because you just can't beat this guy. And here we were thinking his team looks like absolute dog shit. Nope. Second best.
Not against me, dude. If Connor played against me every week, yeah. Thank God I only play him once a year.
All right, moving on into the power rankings. This one, you moved Seth up to the top. I can't discount Jamie on her bye week. I just can't do it. They're close in points for, but Seth obviously just had the 30 points is really just from Jamie on her bye. We'll see the Baltimore bye weeks, week 14. Like this would be like moving Seth down after that. I can't do it. We get a good game there though. And then this is where I think we need to move
I
it.
look at Seth's team and just comparing them top to bottom, like
Should we
even
lift it?
off of by what they look like, I feel like is just
I'm
like
pulling
Seth's
you
team I
double-
just
double
like
brows.
more. I guess this week. Oh man, he's cook. Let him cook.
I was trying to cook, but
This
I can't.
week, I
There's too
guess
much going on.
the running backs look tough, so maybe I'll move Jamie up after this. But yeah,
Man, it's just Jamie's team. Also, I mean, I have a horrible team, so looking at most teams is like, damn, I wish I could have this team. But like, oh my god, like if AJ Brown plays, like the running backs are so solid. She has choices on the bench too. If some of her guys can't play, like where Seth will always have an RB2 problem. Jamie just doesn't have that. Like maybe with the flex, but like I said, Najee's averaging, 13 points a game. Like that's good from the flex, more than Debo. Like we consider him to be good. So
yeah.
it's a
But
good point
Debo
though.
had a
He's
game
got the
where he played
singles.
one
Damn.
snap and then had leukemia or whatever, pneumonia.
Leukemia.
That moves his
It's
average.
a good
down
point.
quite
It's a
bit.
good point, man. The player rankings on Seth's side are incredible. So,
Yeah.
oh man, he's got
I
12
don't know. Yeah,
and
like he's
10 on
like the
bench,
rest
too.
of his team is enough to make up for the running back problem. And when he has Josh Jacobs in there, he has a hero RB situation.
Yeah, no, it's a good point.
Like he has 4 number 1 wide receivers, man. That is so nut, dude.
That is incredible. My goodness. And then the tight end, he really executed what I wanted to do, but just better.
Yeah.
And he didn't even do it. It just happened, He didn't, you don't draft Terry in the top 4. Maybe you do, I don't know. Where was he going? 6, yeah. So it's like he didn't, just a legend, gassing him up. Other big movers here I wanted to point, Jasper, I like in fantasy football, things can turn on a dime. I think Jasper's team's incredible. This might even be too low, but I don't even know. I think maybe Andrew at 3 and you moved down to 5 somehow. I just couldn't do it because of the record. Like I couldn't take it, but his team looks just downright incredible at this point in this season. Like we'll pull it up.
My team at this point is really hurting from the Nico Collins injury. Like that was kind of my pop-off potential was Jamar Chase and Nico Collins. Because like I'm getting such consistent numbers from the running backs, but like I don't think I've had a week where
lost your ceiling.
I think my lowest week was like 120 or something.
Yeah, so the season is there. But I mean Jameson Williams should help and Jamar. I'm like, God, 21.6.
Yeah, I was hoping that Nico was coming back this week, but he's not practicing. So.
Oh, he's not going to play? Oh my God!
I don't think so.
Kill me for other leagues. But anyway, back to Jasper's team. Like DeAndre Swift's just apparently a guy like top 7 in the guys. Like Mahomes here on out probably better than 18 moving forward with that D-Hop connection, and then Kelsey's probably the tight end 1 you want rest of the season, right? Like, do you disagree there?
I don't know about tight end 1. Like. It's tough
Would
to
you want
move
more? Like, let's see
since
like they got another guy, like 25 and 22 since they just added a single other piece.
Yeah, but it's like Kittle's been doing that all year, so it's like I don't know.
Oh yeah, Kittle. I do forget about Kittle, but he can disappear. But I guess he hasn't this year. Those people.
He may have for like a game or two, but what tight end doesn't disappear?
Yeah, no, it's a good point.
Tight end 1.
Probably Bowers still.
No, let's see, like he's got 4 games over 12. Like this guy's
he's just missing.
And with Ayuk now, it's like this is the perfect scenario for because there used to be like a Debo game, an Ayuk game, and a Kittle game. Getting Ayuk out of there is just kind of like now it's just Debo and Kittle.
Yeah, that's a good point. It's a good point. All right, he's tight end 2. It's a toss up, really. Let's be honest. Where's Bowers? Yeah, Bowers is still 1 because he hasn't missed a game. He's been great. And Reese up 4. I mean, one last highlight here. Reese obviously gets CMC back. Let's see what the team looks like. It's a DK bye week, but I think I just didn't care. I think
he hasn't had DK in for a while.
Yeah,
just because of the injury. I really just hate having Michael Pittman in the lineup still, man.
Yeah, he really should have traded Michael Pittman away.
Who are you gonna play him?
Zay Flowers would look pretty good here, huh?
Yeah, instead of Khalil Shakir. Khalil Shakir doesn't get touchdowns, man. Or maybe he does, and maybe I'm just capping. But
I
I
couldn't
don't know.
pry away a Cal. You know your team's bad when you're trying to trade for Calvin Ridley.
That
I
is
was trying to
tough.
move Marvin Harrison. If anyone wants him, let me know. But oh, we aligned on a couple things. Biggest discrepancy was just that Jasper.
I
You don't
think
buy him?
I think Parker was a pretty big discrepancy, and I was kind of putting together
Oh, his
vibe space
team's
rankings, and yeah,
his team's
I think I
horrible. I
went too
can't
high.
believe that. Yeah, you can Parker way
I'm
too
just
much.
like I said. I was sitting at work at 4:45, and I'm like, how do I kill enough time until I can leave in like 10 minutes? So I just quickly started writing names down, and I guess I just didn't even look at this team because it is not.
Yeah,
It's fun.
it's really bad. I mean, the
But
flex is fucking awful.
I
But
got into the sheet, and I saw you had him at 11, and I had him at 7, and I'm like, oh, do I change it? Never. You never
can't let
change
the
it
other
after you.
person know. Yeah, he's
Yeah.
really just coasting on K. Dotton and Bijan, like literally the rest. And I guess Russell Wilson probably will be pretty good for him here on out, but
Yeah.
everyone else pretty bad. All right, let's get into matchups. Good little deep dive on the power rankings there. Reset 963. That is so far down from everyone else. Holy
Yeah,
shit!
but that's
No
just
one else
like
is
when
at
you don't have.
1,000. Oh, that's horrible.
Yeah, he's got like 150 less points than the next lowest,
What is he averaging a
which is
week?
you.
My God, how many games? 9? He's averaging 107 a week. That's not good.
It is not
That's
good.
really
Yet
bad.
somehow he has 3 wins, man. That's crazy.
I mean, I have 3 wins. It doesn't. Everyone has 3 wins. That's the
Yeah, but
bare minimum, man.
you had your first round pick. This guy didn't have a pick until like pick 24.
I mean, it might have been better to not have Tyreek Hill than start him for half this year.
You know what? That's fair. That's fair.
Yeah. All right, jumping in here. I talk a lot of smack about Parker's team, but do I have any? Oh, actually, my team's back. I forgot. Moving in, Parker at 3, 4, and 5 takes on me at 3 and 6. The boys are back. I have a 14-point edge here, and there's no confidence from my camp.
Your team is just one of those teams where it's like I feel like you should be way better than 3 and 6, but somehow you're not. But it's like it's not even like you scored that many points either. Like you're not. It's not like you're being disrespected for having 4th place points for.
It's just a flex problem, right? Yeah. I mean, I haven't been scoring points. I think I'm the only person in the entire league who hasn't put up higher than 134 on a given week. Like, I'd have no ceiling, and you just don't win in PPR like that. Like,
that's true.
I'm just, like painfully mid team. Like,
Tyreek Hill has just been so awful, and even when Tua's back, they just haven't been able to figure it out.
And it's like he doesn't look washed, which is where like there's no solace in that. He's still running and getting like I just don't know what's happening. Like the overthrows are painful and the game plan is horrible. So really like I hit on Drake London in whatever round. Like this is my pride and joy. Him and Cooper Kupp, but then Kupp got hurt. Like at 3rd round, it's not even that much value. So I don't know. The team's bad. On Parker's side, like what are we even doing?
The team is just like worse. Playing Bijan Robinson and Tyler Algier in the same week it's tough. You don't want to. You do not want to be looking at that.
You're like your coworker at work shows you their team. Like, yeah, I haven't had a good time, but they don't watch that much football, and this is the team they show. It's like it's just what are these names? Yeah. How do you even end up here?
I hate Gabe Davis so much too. Like I have such a deep hatred of Gabe Davis.
It's so it's just and that's fair for you. He's burned you. Where do I have Parker ranked? It's too high. It's too high.
Well, I mean, if you look at Max's team, they're in very similar situations. I have him too high. I have him way too high. I'm taking you here, dude. No doubt in my mind.
Yeah, I'll take me as well. And if we win 2 in a row, are we back? What the hell? I mean, I'll definitely lose this game.
I think you're one game out of a playoff spot right now.
Yeah, because he's in 6. Parker's it's a huge game. All right, moving on to the next one here. We got Reese at Jasper. This is a sneaky good game. Jasper needs to get a wide receiver in. He's got no one that's that good to put in, but I guess he'll throw Mostert in.
He could move up Addison and then throw Mostert in. Yeah. Is there anyone out on the wire?
What has Mostert been doing? Oh, he's been fine.
Yeah, he's been
yeah,
fine. That's fine enough flex, you know.
So let's predict that he throws Mostert in, or that he just won't start anyone. He did it last week, and it did not matter. The Denver matchup's tough for Mahomes, but as someone with the defense, I'm trying to move off them. So it's like, is it really going to be that tough? He's still the GOAT. But
You're
I think
talking
we
about
all know
Christian
the
McCaffrey.
matchup. No,
My
I'm
thing
talking
with
about
oh,
Mahomes, but it's McCaffrey now.
Yeah.
Well, yeah, you have McCaffrey somewhere. What do you think about him?
I like the optimist in me is it's like, let's go late season and McCaffrey is fresh. But then it's like, why hasn't he been playing all year? Like, is this really something that it can heal in 2 months? Like, I don't know. I don't know how to feel
Seen
about
this
Christian
before.
McCaffrey.
I'm just not a big enough fantasy historian to rip it off, but we've seen like the first round pick get hurt early, come back out, get on the field, and just go down immediately. Like
It happened with
it's
Christian
just
McCaffrey that one year.
it
Like, he
was
got
him.
shoulder
Okay, I
injured.
wasn't
Yeah.
confident to say it,
It was
but
when
I
he was
thought it
still on
might.
the Panthers.
Yeah. So it's terrifying. It's gonna be terrifying to see him out there. I imagine if you're the owner, but damn, does it look good in the lineup? Team immediately better. Like
Yeah, I mean, team immediately looks like it belongs in the bunch with the like in the previous weeks he was winning games, but not very convincingly. But now the team looks competitive. Like he fully deserves to be in like that middle of the pack right now, just because of Christian McCaffrey. You know?
this is a massive game. This is crazy.
Yeah,
They're both 3-6. Like you lose this now, you're done. Jasper 3-6 and an 8. Team 3-6 and 12. Like we haven't peeped the standings, but I'll rip them up now. But this is huge. Like your season's kind of over if you're 7-7. Like Brad is, I guess not really technically. Of course, not technically, but
yeah,
damn.
oof, yeah. I mean, looking at the bottom of the standings, there is crazy. It's so tight. Just like between 6th and 12th is one game. Oh, crazy. That's why I love
And the world does not have faith with Reese putting him at 8, same as others. I wonder how they predict the playoffs, but
I mean, he
guess he's
does
got a
have.
lot of
It's going to
time.
be tough to make up 150 points for the tiebreaker. He is not looking good for the tiebreaker, which I guarantee points for is going to be the tiebreaker for that 6th spot right now. So
It's gonna come into, yeah, that's a good point. Oh man. I think even with CMC back, I am gonna take Jasper. I gotta go by my rankings.
I was also going to take.
But
Jasper
you have
here,
giant
but
Geckos ahead.
I'm taking Reese. I believe in Christian McCaffrey. I am feeling like a 35-point game from him. Let's go.
He does have the
I'm taking Reese.
McMillan Baker stack, but if McMillan sits again, which I was not sure why he did that, could be tough. Moving on. This one's a great matchup. The AFK Bowl, whatever you want to call it, Max projected to win at the moment. Oh my! Oh, because Keon Coleman's randomly projected 0. Okay, so
But I don't think Brad has
Oh
someone
my
to play.
God,
Like, Brad's
the narrative.
Brad's team is 5-4, and I have no idea how. Like this guy, I swear to God, this guy hasn't put up a solid week ever.
Let's peep. He hasn't put up a solid week ever. Crazy call out.
I guess he's got
full schedule.
128 points. Let's see.
He
He put up 133 in week 2, 151 in week 5.
He's
So he's had good
weeks.
He's had good weeks. I'm just absolutely dunking on Brad right now.
Certified hater, dude. Holy shit.
I guess his team isn't as bad as I thought, but
oh man,
you
it's
know.
like Max. He put some guys out there, and it's like
if they get touchdowns, man. If Zach Ertz gets a touchdown, then who knows?
He averages 109. I'm sorry, I can't take Max in this matchup after placing him at 12. Brad will, sort out his.
That's where he deserves to be. I'm taking Brad here.
Yeah, I think we'll both be on Brad, which sucks for me. Like, I need Max to win this game. Like, Brad's at 5-4 and someone who could easily slip. At the fucking goddamn Caleb Williams play. I said it in the moment too. I was like, it's gonna be something if I lose to Brad because of this, but it's gonna be so much better if I don't make the playoffs because of this. And now that like I have a chance to win this game, I don't think my schedule's easy for anything, but Oh, that's gonna be funny. Yeah, both take Brad there.
Yeah, let me peep your schedule for the remaining year. Yeah, you've got Parker this week, but then you've got Jamie and Andrew. But then
Yeah.
you finish out against Max, so you get another Max week, and you get a Connor week to finish the season. So
Oh, that Connor week in week 14 that's huge.
yeah,
If I can make it though, I can't really suffer 2 losses. It puts me at 8. But jumping into the next one here, we got the Fighting Deans at 7-2, going up against him at the University at 4-5. We were both gassing up Eddie's team. I think this one obviously hinges on Nico Collins, but otherwise it seems pretty even. How you feeling going into this matchup? Kyler Murray against a staunch New York Jets defense too. That's kind of the circle for me.
yeah. I don't know. Kyler Murray's been kind of up and down this year. He hasn't really ever put 2 bad games together. I don't know how they scored 29 points and he only had 5 fantasy points. But
yeah, man.
I mean, he's been solid for most of the year. I think he will bounce back. I'm not expecting him. Like, he's not the kind of guy that's going to go out there and put up 40 points like a Joe Burrow. But I do expect him to be right around that 20 points, even for this game. Again, it just comes down to
because I'm trying to move away from Kyler in other leagues. Like, I'm terrified. I'm playing Trevor Lawrence.
I honestly, I'm not super scared of the Jets defense. Like,
we had this conversation already, though. I think,
yeah, I think you're way too terrified of the Jets defense. Like,
they're a good D. Who's got them? Huh. It's unnecessary, but it's good for it. Keep talking.
Yeah. I'm just saying, like, even if it's all on the ground, like, they're gonna be fine.
Yeah, they had a tough stretch, but
I'm gonna be fine. Like, my team is just so. Having the 4 running backs is so frustrating because it's like if someone does have a pop-off week against me, it's not like my team's going to come back. And it's like it's so dependent on Jamar Chase getting 40 points in order to put up like 160. And hopefully Jameson Williams can do that, but like I need that second wide receiver with the pop-off potential.
And you don't need to win. Like, you need to win like one more game, right? So it's like, and
I'm pretty locked into playoffs at this point, but I like desperately want that bye.
When you compare it, I probably should have you at 4 in the rankings. Like, when you compare your team to others, you are missing the ceiling game because, as you said, those running backs. But you're gonna be. No one wants to play Nico Collins, Jamar Chase, and then these 4 absolute fucking dogs like in the playoffs. Like, that's gonna be horrible. So
especially
you're definitely gonna be feared in a few weeks. Yeah. I mean, you're just like the better version of my team. You're very consistent, except you actually put up points that can win you a week instead of being very consistently dog shit. So, and in fantasy, that'll do it. On Eddie's side, we gassed him up in the ranking side. The receivers still, to me, are shaky, but I guess he does have Kenneth Walker on the bench, so he could probably kick out Keenan Allen. I do kind of buy into the narrative that Pearsall is going to be something following their bye week, but
I don't know, man. But
Juwan
Jennings is back, so I feel like just Shanahan is going to trust Juwan Jennings more than Ricky.
Shanahan is frustrating like that, but if this hits, I mean, he's got a really solid roster. Like, he's got a double running back setup that he can ride with for the rest of the time. I do think like he can be a threat down the stretch, but yeah, it's tough for me to look at this roster and imagine he'll be hitting like really, really high weeks.
I certainly would rather be playing a Parker or a Brad in the playoffs right now than Eddie.
Yeah, agree.
Go dunking on Brad's team again. I'm sorry.
This guy can't let it go. Jesus. I don't know who I'll take. I guess you're gonna take yourself.
I'm gonna take me. Yeah.
Parody. I'll take Eddie, and I bumped him up in the right rankings, but nah. Put me back on you. No, wait, the New York Jets. I'll take Eddie. Yeah, Jalen Hurts against Dallas. Yeah, give me Eddie. It'll be fun. Okay. I don't like to sway too much from the rankings just to see how I did, but we'll see. Moving into our top 1 and 2 scores on the week, which is interesting to say because this is Connor going up against Andrew here, and Andrew is just, what do we call him, Adam? An absolute wagon right now.
He is a wagon currently. Certified wagon.
I mean, he's like, D-Hop is going to be a top 12 wide receiver, so he's got a wide receiver 1, 3 of them, and then, oh my God, and the running backs are so fucking good too. I own Jonathan Brooks, and I'm not worried. What's that?
Did Dak go to IR? because that's one thing that's kind of scary.
Oh,
For
good
CD.
point. Good point. I don't think he's locked in yet, but I think he's trending that direction. They have until like Saturday or something, right, to announce it.
Mhm. Yeah,
Oh yeah, man, that's a good point
that
for
is
CD.
devastating.
But
But maybe CD Lamb is just like going to be a target monster for Cooper Rush now if he's just out there throwing, because they're going to be behind. That defense is looking so bad at the moment.
yeah,
So
that's a
maybe
good
they'll
point.
just like it. Like CD Lamb this year has just been garbage time king. So maybe he keeps that up.
Yeah, I don't know just off the dome how he does with Cooper Rush, but he is a wide receiver one, and you anticipate the Cowboys going to be playing from behind. So obviously this week, even after Connor's crazy week, oh, but he has Jawan Jennings. This game's actually pretty close because he'll put Jennings in over the bye week Tyler Lockett. You have to assume.
Yeah.
Who do you taking in this one? I guess I got to go Andrew.
I have to take Andrew. Yeah, I've been riding him for a while. I've been on the wagon for a long time.
I'm trying to look up CD Lamb fantasy points with Cooper Rush in my chat GBT on the side. So we'll see if I can pull that up in time. But here we go. The game of the week. I think they've been 1 and 2 in the rankings for, I don't know, 4 or 5 weeks now, but
I don't think so. I
jumping
don't
in.
even think they were last week. I think Seth was at 3 last week. Yeah.
Oh, yeah, because you hate Seth. That's right. They've been mine.
I hate Seth.
They've
What are you
been
talking
mine
about?
for a very long time. You hate the Brad brothers. Just reveal it. Oh, no. Sorry. Yeah, you're right. You're right. You're right. You were at 1. You're right. Take it back. For me, they have been.
So it's been 2 weeks where you had them at 1-2, but I mean, deservedly so. These two teams are the 1 and 2 teams in the league right now.
Yeah, that's a good point. Jumping to Jamie's Jocks at 6 and 3, go up against Super Lamario 64 at 7 and 2, and this is really Jamie's time to even it out. As we mentioned, Seth without Josh Jacobs this game, so he does have to start a little ugly out of the running backs. Tanks, Bigsby, even with ETM, but no 2.2 last week. Yikes! Okay, that was a weird game. So we'll see if he can get 10 combined points from his running backs. It's a Thursday game going into it with Justice Hill. If he drops, one of these 1 or 3 point games, oof, you hope for a touchdown there if you're Seth. And on Jamie's side, I mean, full unit back, and it looks damn good too. Projected 148, averages 148. Oof.
Yeah, I mean, that's just, she's consistently good. The only time she's had a bad week, and it wasn't even that bad of a week, was last week.
The crowd is calling for the two-peat from the Jamie camp, and it looks
It's
possible.
never
with the
been
roster
done in
she's got
Schmeat Nation history.
It's hard to do, but it would be very convenient trophy-wise because that trophy is out in Colorado, and we would not have to
That
do
was when we get it back.
so. That would be very convenient. So we'll see there. I think like it's so shocking to me to look at teams that just are good all the way down. Like I can't even fathom having these rosters. We've touched on the single wide receivers there. Jamie has a little bit more variability. I mean, Malik Neighbors has not really been pulling through, but
you have to imagine if AJ Brown had played all year, that he would be a wide receiver 1. Like
yeah, that's true. He does average.
He is
17,
averaging
yeah.
17 points, and that's with leaving a game early. Like this guy is just disgusting, and she's got the running back advantage. Even when Seth is at full power, having Josh Jacobs in there, like Jameer Gibbs is better, and then Aaron Jones is leagues better than whoever Seth could put at wide receiver 2 or at running back 2.
Yeah, it just really depends. Like, what's Debo been up to? Oh, he had the pneumonia game, and then that Arizona game was really weird. If I recall, like they lost this game, and nothing
I
happened.
just
So, yeah,
he may have been hurt. I know Debo goes out like a fair amount of times, so
yeah, you do get those Debo bench. My chat GBT exploded, so we're not going to hear a CD Lamb points there. But it's honestly tough for me to decide. Like,
I know, me too. Seth is just so invested in the Ravens that it's like he's gonna have 4 Ravens people going.
yeah, that is a good
The
point.
QB, a running back, a wide receiver, and the defense. Like
Oh my God, the defense.
It's just a bold move to play the Ravens defense. Like
It worked out
they
last
are
week.
good. They are good. Like this
Yeah.
is a team where it's like the defense just straight up is not good. But I don't know. Maybe he thinks
The
it'll be a
Allegiant
gritty
fair
thing.
will be studied for years to come. He doesn't want to stream a defense, and instead he's just going to slot into 23rd ranked over and over and over again. And
Yeah.
why not? I mean, they probably have one of the cooler logos in the league.
Yeah, I mean, he's got a team where the defense straight up just doesn't matter. Like he can overcome it. So,
Yeah, man,
but I
he's
mean,
going
maybe
with-
this week he won't be able to. I could very easily see the difference maker being like someone getting 25 combined points from defense and kicker, and that being the difference.
Yeah. I mean, that Eagles D against Cooper Rush. Oh no, Jamie, a lot on the road though.
Yeah,
And
road
a lot at
warrior.
home.
But I mean, a lot on the road because she is so heavily invested. Like this is crazy. This is just 49ers versus Ravens.
Oh my God, it's Super Bowl whatever. It's the lights off Super Bowl.
Yeah,
The
that's
Harbaugh
right.
Bowl. Yeah. Holy shit. Didn't even see.
Yeah.
It's honestly so hard to pick. Like I'll stick with rankings and go Jamie here, but I've always been a fan and advocate for Seth in the fantasy realm. So
That's
feels
perfect
bad
because
to
I'm
pick
gonna
against
go
it.
Seth in this matchup.
He's doing it. I just have a weird feeling about the divisional game against Cincinnati.
Could be weird.
And
It
it's
could be
gonna
fun,
feel
though, dude. It could
so
be fun. This is like the best Thursday night game of the year so far.
Yeah, it's a good point, and it's gonna feel so good or bad for Seth. I think it's pretty tough to come out of a Thursday feeling just neutral, especially when you've got guys like Lamar and Zay Flowers who can just go crazy.
Please, oh my god, I was so hoping that the San Francisco game would be Monday night, so it would be like so much on Thursday night, and then you gotta wait the extra day for Jamie's entire game.
Oh my god!
But
I think this game's gonna be over because it's Miami versus Rams, so they don't have either of them. Yeah, this will be over Sunday night. So
yeah,
something to
it'll
look
be
out for.
Jahmyr Gibbs. Yeah, Jahmyr Gibbs could be Jahmyr Gibbs versus. Does he have anyone on Houston? No,
No, yeah.
It's gonna just be Jahmyr Gibbs.
Wow, Gibby in a dream.
Gibby with a chance to make the comeback potential.
He's been so good this year. It's just basically everything that was frustrating about him last year, which was like Monty would come in and take the touches, doesn't exist because he's just putting up points and stuff.
I mean, he's just getting ready. It's crazy how consistent, like, they just give one drive to each player. They don't swap out mid-drive anymore. Like, I feel like they used to when he was first playing. When they get in the red zone, it would either be Jamal Williams or David Montgomery. Or I guess they didn't have Jamal Williams when he was in the team. But last year, every time they got in the red zone, they would just slot David Montgomery in. But now he's like on his drives when they get into the red zone, which is almost all drives. Like the Lions offense just looks so good.
It's incredible. It's incredible. This is such a unit. Seth has put together an absolute unit. The Zay Flowers trade for just a bum. That's crazy.
Yeah, that's like a waiver wire pickup.
Oh, that's a move. What a crazy. Yeah, I don't know. Alrighty. One last peek at the standings. You already did it, but wait, did I say? Oh yeah, I was riding with Jamie. There you go. It doesn't feel bad to do the Super Bowl reigning SN3 champ. Yeah, look at us all bunched up down here at the bottom at 3 and 6. That's nice for us. Misery loves company.
Yeah, I have no idea how I have a better chance of making the playoffs than Seth right now. 99 to 98.
I wonder if
stop the count. We can just hand out the
in.
trophy now based on playoff percentage.
Yeah, you've got it. This is a huge game. This is Jamie's chance at getting a bye week.
I mean, it's like it's one of those things where you look at the playoff bracket right now, and it's like even getting the bye, the next week you're either playing Andrew or Jamie, and it's like, oh, I don't want to
either. Oh, I see what you mean. Because they're the same, or if they win.
If I had the bye, is what I'm saying. If like this was the playoff bracket, and then in round 2, I would have to.
Oh, you play Seth next week. Oh, wow. Seth's on a bit of a gauntlet run. What's he got?
I thought I already played Seth, but I guess not. Seth has been a free win for me in previous years.
Seth's schedule, I mean, I don't know if ESPN, this would be giving them so much credit. God, he's on a 6-game win streak. Wait, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5-game win streak. Jesus. But his schedule's pretty tough. He goes Jamie, then you. So both teams nipping at him. An up-and-coming Eddie, and then an Andrew in week 13, and then another bowl to end it out. That is hell. And it's all on the road to finish it off after the home stretch. Yeah.
He plays 11 games in a row, 11 home games in a row.
Oh man, reset draft. Alrighty.
It would have been awesome last year.
Yeah, would have been sick. Beat the points 4. I mean, really, Jasper's the shocking one, but he has thrown up 180 a couple times, and then Andrew making a resurgence, and everyone else pretty close. I mean, you have the 1200s, and then it's just 1140s and 1100s. So. And the Fuel Bad competition, Max, of course, he started 3-0. Remember, don't forget. And then everyone else, yeah, all the way down. So,
Yep.
All right.
All right.
Good pod. Good luck, Schmeat Nation. Any final words?
Good luck to everyone. Yeah, Seth, number 1 right now. Got some tough matchups coming up, but it'll be an exciting end of the season. That's all I can say.
Yeah, there we go. The playoffs are coming. We'll see y'all on the flip. Oh, wait, final thing too. We'll probably do underwear push-ups if you don't start a thing. I'll make an official announcement, but they count that as somewhat of an official, semi-official. Start all your players. Obviously, if it's like 5 minutes before the game, we can do a pass, but no reason to start your inactives.
No reason to not be able to check the app on Thursday at least once.
Amen. Amen. All right, Schmeat Nation. We'll see y'all on the flip.
Catch you later.